Hello, welcome. This is the Leicester Tiger Memes YouTube channel. For those that know me from the Instagram account, hello. For the new people, welcome. As I said, run the Instagram account and I've been doing the previews and the reviews of the games on there last season, but I'll be now using this account to do the previews, talk anything Leicester Tigers, just gives me a bit more scope in terms of timings and yeah, obviously we had our friendly against Nottingham last Friday, a good win, but now the season starts kind of properly with the Premiership Cup starting on Saturday against Coldy. And yeah, the Dan McKellar era begins. Been a lot of a lot of changes over the last season over the summer, but yeah. Thought I'd start straight away. The most exciting part of the new season, the new signings. Obviously had quite a lot of changes, coaching and players, but we'll start with the players. So the first one, got Sam Carter joining from Ulster. Bit of an older head, bit of experience. I think he's 34, Australian international. Probably won't get much game time come the later stage of the season, but at the start, obviously, we've got George Martin and Ollie Chesham away with England at the World Cup, so I'm sure he'll get some good game time at the start. And as I said, good experienced head. And we got, who would have thought it, Mike Williams back in a Leicester shirt. He joins us back from Exeter. He's had a bit of a trip around the West Country these last few seasons. And yeah, start of his Leicester career was great. Had maybe dropped off, but we were poor during his latter years at Leicester. So it'd be good to see him. I think he's just short-term signing with the World Cup going on. So yeah, it'd be good to see him back in a Leicester shirt. And then onto one of the bigger signings of the summer, Matt Rogerson, London Irish. Obviously sad they're no longer functioning, but yeah, great news for us. I think we're interested in, I think quite a while ago. I know Steve Borthwick is a big fan of him, but yeah, great to see him join Leicester. As I said, London Irish captain, fantastic player, can cover 6 or 8. Just our back row this season is amazing, incredible. So another one who's going to add numbers, very attritional position, so expect injuries, but yeah, great player to have with us this season. And another back rower, Kai Hatherall from La Rochelle, formerly of Worcester. For me, when Worcester were around, he was their best player. Absolutely thought he was outstanding. And again, I think he was on Eddie Jones' radar to make an England call-up, but yeah, had a season in France. Probably didn't play as much as he had hoped, but yeah, an outstanding player. Again, adds some depth in the back row, can work in the second row as well. Yeah, I think he's an absolute brilliant signing, and I love his hair. And then on to Joe Powell, another one from London Irish. Makes a lot of sense, really. Jack Van Portfleet, obviously, sadly injured now, could be out for a while. Ben Young's at the World Cup. Yeah, we're going to need that depth, and by all accounts, he had an absolute great game on Friday night. So yeah, good player, great Premiership experience, international as well. Yeah, another solid bit of business for the club. Next one's Kieran Wilkinson from Sale, a young fly half. Looked really good a couple of years ago. Had a few real standout performances for Sale, but sadly has been just not down the pecking order and probably looking for a new start here at Leicester. And yeah, another one who's going to add to that fly half contingent. Him and Atkinson, 2 young, exciting fly halves. Hopefully this will be a new start for Kieran, and yeah, hopefully big things to come for him as well. Another big name, Josh Bassett from Harlequins, formerly of Wasps. For me, I always thought he'd be a great Leicester player. I've loved and hated watching him. Obviously we all remember that try in the playoff semi-final a few years ago, broke our hearts, but he's a fabulous player, fabulous winger. He's brilliant for Harlequins this last season. Just a great all-round winger, quick, on the ball chase, just, yeah, super excited to see him in a Leicester shirt. Yeah, another great winger in our team now. Next one, Solomon Akata from Exeter. Quite surprised that he left them, only 1 season there, but great for us. Big ball carrier. Can play on the wing, but I think he'll be mainly found at centre in that 12 or 13. Him and Kelly, him and Scott. Obviously at the World Cup right now, so he'll be with us in a few months, month or so. But yeah, big ball carrier, physical presence. Yeah, another one that I'm super excited to see in the Leicester shirt. And then the the big one of the summer, Ollie Hassel-Collins from London Irish. The worst kept secret last season. Well, when were we announced him? Like April sometime, but it was rumoured basically the whole season we'd signed him. For me, one of the best English wingers, if not that, one of the best wingers in the Premiership. I just think he's an absolute fantastic winger. Still so young. He's got it all. Brilliant in physicality. He's quick. Obviously, we all remember that try against us last season at Welford Road. But yeah, I think in our team, I think he could be dangerous, really dangerous. I think he's going to score a bag load of tries this season. Yeah, can't wait to see him in a Tigers jersey. And then James Shawcock from Mitsubishi, obviously another one that was from Worcester but moved over to Japan for a season. Another great player. Can play fullback, fly half easily, mainly found at fullback. Should obviously be important with Freddie Stewart away for the World Cup. And yeah, another young, good talent, great Premiership experience. Yeah, I think we've really recruited well this season, as we have for the last few seasons. I think we've added positions that we lost a few players to. Got some young, exciting talent coming in. And obviously the rumour is hopefully maybe a Lucid joining us as well. An international class Lucid. Obviously Tom West going to Saracens. He played a lot for us last season. But yeah, I think we've recruited brilliantly. I think this could be an exciting season. Onto the coaching staff. Obviously all changed there as well, apart from Brett Deacon, who stays on. I think as just an assistant coach, but yeah, all changed. Dan McKellar, head coach. Obviously, Southern Hemisphere coach, worked with Australia. Everyone seems to rave about him. Another young coach who I think even Steve Forthwick was a fan of. Obviously was a forward in his time. But yeah, I think that was a good bit of business from the club to bring him in. Yeah, as I said, only heard good things about him. And it'll be interesting to see what he brings. Obviously, in that video last week, he said he didn't want to tear up the trees, whatever the saying is, but he'll bring his own ideas. I'm excited to see what our game plan will look like over the next few months, next season. But yeah, I think it's a great bit of business to bring him in. As I said, Brent Deacon, assistant coach, breakdown and contact area. Alan Dickens from the England under-20s, obviously had experience in the Premiership with Northampton already. Got excellent experience around the Premiership, probably something good with Dan McKellar who hasn't, so good to have that bit of experience. It'll be interesting to see what he brings to attack. Obviously Wiggy brought a bit more of attacking style in the latter halves of last season, but I think we can push it on even more. I think attacking rugby is back. We see what the likes of Saracens did last season, the likes of France are doing on the international stage, that attacking rugby, eyes at rugby is back. Like, that's the way you win big games. That's the way Saracens won the title last season. So yeah, excited to see what he can bring to our attack. Dan Palmer coming in as scrum coach, obviously currently with Australia, so we've got Petrus Duplessis. It's not a bad part-time little coach for the next month or so, but yeah, Dan Palmer, obviously again someone who's rated very highly from all accounts, and obviously currently Australia's scrum coach, another young coach. Tom Harrison did a brilliant job these last few seasons, so hopefully Palmer can bring on that, continue that. Ollie Richardson, head of physical performance, stepping into the big shoes of Alid Walters. Obviously Ollie was here, I think it was maybe 10 years ago or something, so he's no stranger to the club. He's obviously had his spell in America. He's done quite a lot on the UFC, that martial arts sort of scene, but he's got great experience. I'm sure he'll get the players into great physical shape. As shown in that video, I thought our players looked unbelievable shape. And Matt Smith, still there as skills coach, another one who knows what Leicester's all about. So yeah, another exciting coaching group. Obviously, we're all a bit worried when Steve ripped out our whole coaching team last season, but I think the club have recruited quite well. I think we've got a good, young, balanced coaching team that will hopefully push on from last season and hopefully get to the final again this season. I quickly touched on that style of play. I think obviously Dan's not going to change the whole script. We're obviously always going to be a forward dominant team, big physical pack, but I think he will bring that Southern Hemisphere, a bit more eyes at rugby, not afraid to the offloads, which I think we saw on Friday night by all accounts, a bit more offloading. I think he'll just bring that, maybe a bit more trust yourself, maybe in the 22, not always box kicking to touch. And I think touching on box kicking, I seem to remember, or maybe it was last season, I saw an interview where he said he wasn't a massive fan of the box kicks, and maybe we won't see as many as what we have recently. That's been our main, obviously we kick a lot recently, maybe that will change, maybe not so much kicking in the opposition half. But yeah, I think it won't be completely new game plan, but I think we'll build on it. And then on to the predictions. I think similar to last season, I think it could be a bit of a not slow start, but it's going to take some getting used to, especially the World Cup players won't have hardly met Dan McKellar coming back, like the last of the England boys, Tommy Reffell. I think it is going to be a bit of a slow start as everyone gets used to the game plan, the way we want to play, and there's quite a lot of new faces. But I think once everyone's got used to the systems, once everyone's got used to how we want to play, I think we'll make that late charge yet again. I think last season, obviously, we weren't great before Christmas. Christmas time, we had a few difficult losses, but yeah, I think we'll slow start, but I can see us making the playoffs again. And when you get to playoffs, you never know. You never know. Obviously, the home semi-final is kind of what you want. Not many teams win away in the playoffs, so yeah, I think we'll take a while to get used to it, but I think come the end of the season we'll be charging at that table and get another playoff semi-final. Champions Cup, complete pool of death. They've absolutely screwed us over. I sadly can't see us getting out of the pool stage, the group, but I'm sure we'll give it a hell of a crack, having Leinster, La Rochelle, Stade Francais. Yeah, it's one hell of a tough group, but we'll give it a crack. But sadly, I think we won't quite make that. But that's the same with a lot of the English teams. The French and the Irish, especially Leinster, are just leagues above us at the moment. Salary cap is one of the big things for that. But yeah, I think we won't make out the group, but hopefully some good away days. And then quickly predict on what I think the end of season awards will be. So forward of the season, I've gone with Montoya again. I feel like he's at the peak of his powers, obviously going to be at Argentina during the World Cup, and I'm sure they're hoping to get far in the competition, but yeah, he's, for me, the best hooker in the world. I can't see that changing anytime soon, and he was brilliant for us last season. He'll miss part of the season, but I still think he's going to be absolutely outstanding. I think he'll be forward of the season again, but shout outs to Cheston, Martin, Visa, Liebenberg. Yeah, it's going to be tough to win that. Back of the season, I think it will be Ollie Hassel-Collins. I really think he's going to have a brilliant season. Obviously had that injury in the pre-season, but I'm sure he'll be fit and firing for the Premiership, and I think he's going to score bags of tries. I just think he is going to fit really well into our play. I think he's going to be what we needed. I think have that Nandolo kind of role, like roaming around a bit, allowed the freedom to kind of go where he feels is best, and yeah, I can see him scoring a lot of tries this season. Young player of the season, I've gone for Ollie Chesham. I feel like last season that injury will have just made him even tougher, wanted to fight even harder. You'd have seen how well George Martin did in his absence. I just feel like it might take him a few months to get fully back to the Ollie Chesham we know, but I feel like he's going to have an amazing season. He looks in fabulous shape in the videos England Rugby have put out. I just think he's a fantastic player. He's going to really appreciate coming back to play. I think he said in that video how he now is going to appreciate every game. I just think he's going to have an absolute massive season and hopefully a good World Cup as well. And then finally, just on to the breakthrough. I feel like this is Emeka Ilione's season. I really do. Tommy Reffell away at the World Cup. I just think Emeka showed in the limited chance he had last season that he's ready to take this step up. And he looks in outrageous shape. He looks, fabulous. And by all accounts had a great game on Friday night. Yeah, I think this is a Mecca season. I think he's gonna make it really hard for Tommy to get that 7 shirt off him when Tommy Ruffle is back. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a big season for Mecca, and I can't wait. But yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting season. As I said, it's going to take a bit of for everyone to get used to the style of play Dan McKellar wants to play. But all things coming out of the camp is that these players are excited. These players are excited to play this game style. That this is a great group of lads. This is a great team. It's got great depth across the board. Back row, it's fabulous. Probably the best group of back row players in the whole Premiership. But yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. Young players are going to get even better. But yeah, so that was my little preview of the season as a whole. Obviously, we'll have my preview of the Calder game, hopefully up on Friday. And yeah, we'll see how this channel goes. Just talking Leicester. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow the account for all the stuff I do over in there. And yeah, cheers. See ya.